To keep him safe on the first session?
No, he has to understand the bike, not only the electronics. So electronic can help the last part of the performance, but he has to understand the bike, character of the bike, throttle response. So now at the moment the electronic is in a light version, so we don't need to push till the lap record, but he has to understand several things, and he can understand with using the throttle properly.
Okay. I noticed it had the older version fairing on it. Is that just old stock that you'd rather risk on the first session? Or?
Yeah, exactly.
On the other side of the garage with Jack, can you give us a rundown what's happening there with his new machine?
Yeah, he has a much better step of bike. He has a first version of 2019. It's not the last. I mean, it's not the one we use for the season, but it's approximately the new version. So from what he used till Sunday, last Sunday, it's a big step. Will be interesting listen his comment.
We look forward to hearing them. Thank you. We look forward to hearing his comments.
Thank you.
The moment we've all been waiting for since it was announced that Jorge Lorenzo would move over to Repsol Honda. He is out on circuit on a Honda as Tito Rabat just tries to find a way onto the bike and lifts his own leg up, still injured of course, but so desperate to come on. We want to look at Jorge, come on, number 99. Here he is, out there on the Honda. How will it go? The five-time world champion who was smooth as silk on a Yamaha. He fought his way through a year and a half of pain with Ducati before getting to winning ways. How long will it take him to get to grips with the World Championship winning machine?
Well, he's trying to join a very elite and exclusive club. Eddie Lawson on a Yamaha, Honda and Cagiva, Loris Capirossi on a Yamaha, Honda and Ducati, Randy Mamola on a Suzuki, Honda and Yamaha, and the late, great, legendary Mike Harewood on a Norton, MV and a Honda. The only four riders in history that have won Premier Class races for three different manufacturers. Well, this man can join that exclusive club next year. Jorge Lorenzo, of course, victorious in MotoGP previously for both Yamaha and for Ducati. And now here he is, starting a new chapter in his already illustrious career on the Repsol Honda RC213V.
There have been some that have said this is a weapon, this is a bit of an animal. The 2018 Honda, certainly not as much of an animal as the 2017 Honda was. Cal Crutchlow even has said he thinks that Jorge might find this a bit of a struggle, because you remember, you cast your minds back to Austria early in the year, in one of the press conferences they were asked to design their own circuits, and Jorge Lorenzo cheekily drew a square for his Ducati, and then he drew a massive, what looked like a paint splat map, and said, this is what I hope for with Honda. And I think there were a few raised eyebrows at that, because not so many people think that Jorge will necessarily get what he wants with this Honda.
Yeah, I just love, I mean, since we've known that Lorenzo's debut test on this Honda was coming ever closer, Marc Marquez has had to fend off and field so many questions about his thoughts about the 99 coming to join him in HRC next season. Again on Sunday, after Marquez crashed out of that weather hit race here in Valencia, he was asked, and I thought it was a very telling kind of comment. He says, when you are in HRC, you have got no excuses. You have to be at the front. The psychological games are already starting down there between Marquez and Jorge Lorenzo. Of course, it's going to be such a fascinating dynamic between the pair of them. Bitter rivals in the past. Jorge Lorenzo has been a fierce and outspoken critic of the aggressive tactic looking elsewhere, and it was actually Lorenzo that instigated the contact. He rang up Alberto Puig and said, hey, what are the chances? I'm willing to come, step into HRC. Massive pay cut, of course. HRC have got themselves a good deal. They've got a 5 times world champion, a proven, well, one of the fastest riders we've ever seen in history, for a knockdown price. Lorenzo could not go anywhere in the paddock demanding anything like the 12 million euros a year he was getting paid at Ducati. HRC are probably thinking, well, we've got a bit of a bargain here if it all works out.
Absolutely. Tito Rabat immediately comes in. He looks in quite a bit of pain here, and he's struggling, isn't he?
This is making me wince and grimace in the commentary box just looking at him. Fair play, I mean, absolute fair play. That takes some serious guts, some serious commitment from Tito Rabat just to even want to be out there. Full credit to him.
It will be steady as she goes for Jorge Lorenzo. As we mentioned before, he's carrying injury. He was not at his beautiful best on Sunday or over the weekend here in Valencia.
Project leader's going to be really, really keen to sit down Jorge Lorenzo in a meeting room very, very shortly with a blank sheet of paper and go, here you go, mate, fill this in and talk us, give us all the key details of what Ducati are up to. And of course, Alberto Puig would have been looking at it like this. If we take Jorge Lorenzo, all we are doing is seriously strengthening our own position, because we'll have Marc Marquez and Jorge Lorenzo in our team, and at the same time
weakening the opposition.
Totally weaken Ducati. I'm not knocking Danilo Petrucci, but Jorge Lorenzo is a 5-time world champion, one of the fastest men we've ever seen. Whatever motorcycle this man has ridden in 125s, 250s in MotoGP, he's won on.
It's going to be something.
He gets to grips with this Honda quickly. It's going to be if he can get that motorcycle to work with Michelin's soft front tyre. The soft front tyre is what Jorge Lorenzo loves. You remember in Mazzano, when they scorching hot temperatures, he had to race the medium front tyre. What happened? He crashed on the penultimate lap trying to hunt down Andrea Dovizioso. There's his father, Chicho Lorenzo, a man so influential in his son's career. He's not shy of expressing an opinion or two himself, actually, as Papa Lorenzo. In fact, a few times got himself in a bit of hot water. A few times his son has actually had to take into social media and go to the media as well and sort of apologise for some of his father's frank opinions. But that soft front tyre, Steve, Lorenzo loves it. He likes the feel it gives him. Certainly with his riding style, you know, silky smooth on the brakes, the high corner speed, the fast entry in. The Honda, I can't recall the last time I saw anybody on a Honda race the soft front tyre. Marc Marquez and Cal Crutchlow, so often they have to race the hard front tyre because you have to jam that Honda in hard on the front end on the brakes, and the soft front tyre just can't hack it.
There he is, just leaving some of that Michelin rear down on turn 13. What will be maybe encouraging in the early signs here is that Jorge Lorenzo has completed 7 laps. He might be about to come in, but it wasn't a 1 lap out and straight back in, no, I'm not happy. Because
Barcelona, Mugello, horsepower tracks like Phillip Island and the Red Bull Ring in Austria, he just said, you can't fight because this thing wouldn't pull the blooming skin off a rice pudding. So Lorenzo in then after his first laps out on the factory Honda. 8 laps he did in that stint, and he's about to get mobbed by an army of HR.